Oh no, my plan is I'm going to watch it in about 3 weeks when the illegal copy that I intend to get will be clear and not. Oh, I
and we're
trust
live.
me, it's never bothered me before.
And we're live. Hello, everybody. This is Nomad. I come to you from the internet, the wastelands of the internet. And I have Jensen here, right? And this is not a normal stream. This is going to be a, it's intended to be a review stream, all right? And
Awesome.
and so forth. This is a one of the few times I'm going to do something like a movie review.
Uh-oh.
All right, and I have Jensen here who has not seen the movie, right? And I expect
Nope.
Jensen to ask some questions. So,
Absolutely.
as 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 you get set, because you said that you are interested in possibly watching this movie.
Yes, I will be going and watching it very, very legally. Snort.
as as someone who has gone to the theater, I was my eldest daughter decided she wanted to go see the movie and decided to bring one of us, and I got nominated. Availability is 9/10 the law in this case. In this case, so I went with her, right? And the first thing is now it has been 4 decades. No, not four. It's been about 2 decades since I've been to a movie theater, and
Damn.
that's not an exaggeration. Okay, I've just not felt the need to go to the movies. Does that
I
make
was
sense?
say I'm going to start my first question. Why?
Well,
I mean, literally. Wow.
um, it's because they come out on video fast enough. Number one,
True.
um,
True.
and number two, there's so much crap out there that there are very few movies that I hear about that I'm even interested in watching.
Okay,
Right,
that's fair.
and quite frankly, what I had heard about this movie,
Yep.
okay, did not lend toward me going to see this movie on my own or
Oh,
wanting to really to see this movie. Okay,
okay.
so when my daughter said she wanted to go see it, I was like, well, she goes, please. And,
Mm,
the weakness to the daughter kind of set in and went down from there.
yeah.
So, as you're getting ready to go watch this movie, what are your questions, Jensen, about this movie?
Well, I'm
Not
going to
necessarily the
start.
spoiler content, but
No, no, no. I'm going to start because we've both played D&D. So,
mm-hmm.
how accurate to D&D would you say it felt to you?
Okay.
Oh God, that's an answer right there.
Well, no, it's not all bad. Okay. First of
That's an
all,
answer right there.
first of all, I've got to comment on certain aspects of this. Okay.
Mhm.
The the references, the D&D references that they make are
Yep.
excellent. Okay, they really are. Okay,
Okay, cool.
um, they mention wild magic. They
Yeah.
mention they mention different different things that you would find in the original and expanded monster manuals. Okay,
Okay.
the CGI. All right, overall, the CGI was very good.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, they have a gelatinous cube in the movie.
Nice.
Okay, they have displacer beasts in the movie.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, um, this is they did a good job in that regard. They really did.
Yeah.
Right? I created a series of positives and negatives about that. So from
Okay.
the D&D world perspective, all right, I think they did an overall very good job.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Now, what's your next question?
Actually, one very, very simple question.
Hmm.
In your opinion, is it worth watching?
Okay.
Remember, this is your opinion.
In,
So,
in in my opinion, all right, if I was a young teen, yes,
mhm,
it's worth watching. There are
okay,
things about it that I
cool.
don't like, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Um, it is, and I'm going to go into one of the things that is obviously foremost in everybody's mind. Does this have
Hmm.
woke elements in it?
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
answer to that is yes, but not the way that detracts from the show. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, for example, the barbarian is female. Okay,
Yeah. How
so the
come?
big strong person is a female barbarian, right?
Hmm.
That's acceptable, right?
Yes.
Is she playing this power game of women feminism over alles? No, they're not. Okay, so there is it obvious that there's a woke underpinning to some of this stuff? Yes, but it's not overpowering to the movie. Okay,
Oh.
right? They're not berating the men or tearing the men down in that regard, or any of the rest of that. Okay, so the idea that you don't want to go see a woke movie, look, it's it's not there to denigrate, all right, the male characters that are in the movie. Okay,
Hmm.
it doesn't go over the top bashing like that. So from that standpoint, okay, it's a minor it's a minor aspect of it, right? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. One of the things that is positive is the overall design of the plot is very good. Okay.
Cool.
The dialogue that they have the actors do. Well, let me give another positive first.
Yeah.
The acting for the characters is good.
Okay.
The dialogue of the characters is horrific. It's absolutely the worst aspect of this movie. Get
Okay.
some better writers. But the
This is
actors
fair.
and the actresses, all right, who were
Mhm.
playing these parts did a good job or a great job. I really would say a great job with the dialogue they were given to act on. Okay,
Mhm.
so when you ask the question, and I'm going back, the reason I'm bringing this up is because you asked a question about is it worth seeing.
Yep.
If you're one of the people who can't stand stupid dialogue, you're gonna hate the movie. the dialogue,
Okay.
the
Before
dialogue is
you
bad.
before you carry on, hey Sixer. Hello there.
That's
Hello,
right.
mate.
All right, hey Sixer.
Sorry
You
I
missed.
wasn't around for earlier.
I was about to
B
say you
left.
missed. You were
Just.
missed. You were missed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, when I say B left, she actually messaged me to say she got home as we were chatting
Yeah.
with Nomad. So sorry,
Well,
man.
so we did about a 2-hour stream. Went pretty well with our new member Spuggun,
Ah, sweet.
and I know you played the a new opening title, so for the
Nice.
British Comic. Yeah, I need to
Okay.
do an outro now. Do a new outro because now the old outro seems very redundant when you compare it to the new intro.
Okay. All right. Fair.
So Sixer, have you seen the new D&D movie?
No, and I'm not going to.
Why
Okay.
not?
I just don't want to. I don't want to. I've had enough.
Okay,
I've had
that's
enough.
fair.
I really just don't care anymore. I don't care how good it is. I just don't care anymore.
Now,
Hollywood has knocked all the empathy out of me. I don't give a shit anymore. I just don't.
okay.
I'm giving a
Right.
review of the movie because I did see.
Constantly browbeating over diversity quotes, Brave and Bold, and nothing. I don't care. Is the story good?
The
and,
no,
and, and, and
and
they
that's a
don't
good
care
question.
about the story. They don't care about the story. They just care about is this woman straight? Is it black? Is it trans? Is it how
They
many of
did.
this and that? And that?
Okay,
I don't
say
care.
something about this.
Mhm.
Let me say something about
I
this.
have had enough. I don't want to see any
All
more
right,
movies.
I
So,
understand what you're saying, but in fairness to this, they didn't do that.
No, I heard it was quite good, to be honest. But
I
again,
wouldn't say
I'm not
okay.
going to see it.
I wouldn't say it was good because first
mhm.
of all, like I was just saying, I'm telling Jensen, the acting actually is very very good.
Mm.
The dialogue, getting the story though, and the
Bad.
plot, the original plot, the overall plot behind it is actually very good as well. All right.
Do you hear
But
what the makers of Dungeons and Dragons are doing now? They're
but the
removing the mixed
dialogue
race
was horrific.
characters because you know what they're actually doing in the
Yeah.
actual game. You know what they're actually doing in their
Yeah.
they're
I,
removing their mixed race characters because it's racist. What?
Yeah.
well, that's kind of a joke because one of the primary characters in this movie is a mixed race character.
It's a
It's a
mixed
Tannis.
race. That's not diverse enough. It's
Wow.
racist.
All right, but they didn't play it. They didn't play it that way. They really didn't. The movie does
Yeah.
not have that kind of an element.
The one last good movie I saw, and I watched on Amazon, and it was Top Gun Maverick, and I loved that. That was brilliant.
Seen that. Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. I loved it.
I have
I
not seen the
actually,
movie. I have no desire
oh,
to
it's
see
good.
the movie.
Oh no, honestly, it is good. I
Well,
enjoyed.
Nomad,
Mhm.
have you seen Top Gun, the first one?
Yes,
Did you enjoy it?
yes.
You'll like
You
this one,
might. You actually, I think you might well appreciate it.
absolutely.
There's a
I have
couple of
less
bits in it that are
appreciation.
questionable. Yeah.
The thing is, I have less appreciation for Tom Cruise
Well, that's fair. That's
now.
fair.
Yeah. I really don't care that he's a whatever that is. He's a whatever cult he's in. He's
Scientology.
Well,
Scientology.
that is the
He's
least
not
part.
political, which I'm glad. And
Yeah.
he keeps his fucking mouth shut, and he thanks the fans.
Well, then in that regard, I would agree with you. The Tom
Yeah,
Cruise is somebody that does appreciate the fans. I mean,
and
he doesn't
it
attack
keeps
the
his bloody
fans
mouth
or
shut.
anything else. I wouldn't
Which
say he
which
necessarily
a lot
keeps
of
his
actors
mouth shut.
should follow suit. A lot of actors should follow suit, but they don't. They can't help themselves. They have to open their fucking mouths.
Well, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with these other characterizations following suit. But going
Um,
back to this movie, all right.
Yeah.
If there was an area of the plot that I didn't like, all right,
which was
the plot twists are
um,
just the
you know
twists that they try to throw in are
Yeah.
the gimmick.
MacGuffins.
No, they're not MacGuffins. They're just gimmicky, right? And you're like,
Oh right.
whatever, right? But there's not enough because the storyline keeps moving. They keep the storyline
Yeah.
moving fast enough. Okay, so you don't get stuck in it. You don't get stuck, worrying about it. Does that make sense?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. So that part I really thought was okay. All right. And one of the when you said Jensen, you asked how close is it to D&D. They did some really good references. Another good reference that they did for D&D was they talk about the Underdark.
Ah.
Okay. And they have to go in this at this one point go into the Underdark. But
Oh boy.
if you're a true fan of D&D and the Underdark, the one thing you expect to see is what?
I don't know. I never played it.
I don't know. It's not like Dark Elves are part of the Underdark at any point whatsoever.
Right, you expect to see Dark Elves. There are no
A
Dark
little
Elves in the
bit.
movie.
Oh, Dark Elves. Okay, I thought you-
Oh.
Yeah, there are no
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Elves. There's no Drow in the movie, and I was disappointed.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
Probably because they're black and evil. They'll probably be racist.
You know.
well,
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Maybe
When they
maybe
think
someone
Dark
would have
Elves,
thought
they
about
think,
that, but the thing is I was really looking forward to seeing the black elves and the purple eyes. I really
Oh yeah.
freaking was. Right?
the
Because
Dark Elves. I know. No, I'm speaking. I'm speaking from someone who's 40k. The Dark Eldar. They have pale skin and dark eyes.
Yeah,
Very
Dark Elves and
grey.
D&D are literally the exact opposite.
Yeah,
We're
the
talking
drow-
white hair, black skin.
yes, the stock white hair, purple eyes, and they're black. And I was looking forward to seeing that aspect of it.
Oh, that's
They
probably why they didn't put it.
Yeah.
They mention this
That's why
as they
they do
go
it.
forward with this. I thought that they did a passable job. All right, and with the exception, I wanted to see the damn Dark Elves. I
What?
didn't get to see them, so
What?
that was
What I want to
that
know.
was a disappointment.
Yeah.
What I want to know is there any cultural appropriation black orcs? Orcs.
No. They did not have a. They did not do an issue with the orcs or any of the rest of that either. But like I said, they did have a Tannis. All right, the Tannis, and this
No
is a
orcs. I
spoiler
can't be
for
in
the, if you don't
D&D
want to.
without orcs. Come on.
Mhm.
Well, because
I,
quite frankly, there were plenty of times that I did D&D campaigns that had no orcs in them whatsoever.
I can see both sides there. Yes, orcs are considered most definitely an atypical critter, but it'd be interesting to do an entire campaign where there are no orcs. That would be actually quite cool.
Well, you can do.
Orcs
I've had
lives
many
matter,
campaigns where there
guys.
were
Come
no
on.
orcs.
Orcs lives matter. Come on.
Well, I'm sorry, but orcs are not the end all be all of D&D. Everybody
Yeah.
just and everybody's view of the orcs, right, is, I mean, runs the gambit, right, of what orcs are like. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever do join in a D&D game, I'm going to make sure my character's an orc, and I'm going to really wind you guys. I'm going to be an absolute arsehole.
You may well be in for a real shock when you meet my character.
Well,
I'm going to be an absolute cunt.
one of the during this is gonna. I was telling you there's going to be a spoiler here. The Tannis is a druid, shape-shifting druid.
Okay.
And one of the things
In case no one knows, I'm shrugging my shoulders.
I actually understand all that.
The creatures, one of the monsters she turns into is an owl bear.
Yeah,
That I do know.
One of the best portrayals of what I would think of as an owl bear, right, from the CGI. They did an awesome job. They really did.
I've seen the trailer for it, and I know the bit I see is that she like leaps off her horse, turns into owlbear in midair, lands, grabs this guy by the leg, and just yeets him across the battlefield into a tree. Then leaps back onto a horse in midair, changes back into the tiefling form, and she rides off. And that's cool. I am absolutely cool with that. It really is good.
You have to watch the whole thing. The trailer.
Oh yeah.
The trailer. First of all, you encounter her, and she's already in owl bear form, defending against a whole series of people attacking their enclave, right? And I'm just and I was like, that is freaking awesome, because that's how they did a great job portraying it. Now, some of the other stuff I thought was somewhat hokey, but it's acceptable within there. All right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the portrayals for the monster manuals that I absolutely despised was when they went to the Underdark, they encounter a couple of intellect devourers. Okay. CGI for the intellect devourers was good.
Yeah.
Portrayal of the intellect devourers, they just walk on by. No.
No.
I'm sorry, but no.
Well, actually, no. I'm going to defend the thing now because I've not seen it, so I'm just going to make a rough guess. Could it just be that the party was that stupid the intellect devourers couldn't detect a brain and walked off thinking that there was nothing there?
Oh, you mean the old zombie thing meme?
The problem is
brains. Oh crap! I'm going hungry.
No, the intellect devourers would have detected it because they came too close. Okay, and intellect devourers are terrifying. Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They are party killers.
Yeah.
Okay. They will group party kill faster than almost any other creature, and they're not at a high level theoretically,
No.
in comparison.
No.
All right, but they'll totally wipe a party out. And one, okay, you can get away with. Two, no way. Not when there's two. Not when there's multiple. You're done. Okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this case, they just kind of like walk on by. Okay. But like I said, the CGI was good. Okay. But I'm sorry, but the intellect of ours would have destroyed them. Okay. They did something with the one real dragon in the movie. They turned the okay. You've all seen Futurama.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now there's a Futurama episode where they turn Bender into a human. Do you remember that episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of that episode where he is totally fat.
Yep.
They did that to the dragon.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
You had an overweight fat dragon. Now, it makes some good commentary and some in the dialogue at least makes some quips and stuff are funny that get put into this. Right? But
I've just got to make a point here, okay? As Batman isn't around, I'm gonna have to do the bad joke. So what you're telling me it was dragging its ass around?
Literally.
Yeah.
Now that part, all right. No, okay. Dragons. If you take a look at the monster manual,
yeah,
are throwaway items or the most terrifying creatures, depending on how you do it.
Yes.
Okay. And that's something that I understand people's view of this, but dragons in the way I always expect them to be played, right? Is I expect dragons who are intelligent enough to speak human language. All of them, even the white dragons, which are supposed to be the least intellectual, are able to speak human language.
Perfect example. I've seen the film Flight of Dragons. They all speak.
Yeah.
Like Gorb action or anything.
I wanted to see them have a dialogue with the dragons. Of course, this is coming from somebody. If you've got a fire-breathing red dragon, I want that dragon to play being played as a hyper-intelligent creature. All right.
Yeah.
They didn't play it that way. They just played it as a fat, overstuffed, freaking fire-breathing lizard. All right. And that part I didn't like. But overall, the action sequences within it and everything, they were trying to make plays and some comedic relief with it, which overall worked well with the movie. All right.
Yeah.
And it's just that when I want to see a dragon, I want that dragon to be a badass. Okay. And when the party's not a badass, I expect that the only thing that saves the party is they convince the dragon for one reason or another that they're working with the dragon, right? So the dragon doesn't immediately do a total party kill.
Yeah.
Or B, another dragon comes along with a different alignment and saves them while they fight.
Yeah.
And the party then skedaddles.
If they're sensible, yes.
You're not sticking around in a fight between dragons. You have a gold dragon, you have a red dragon, and they start fighting if you're anywhere in the vicinity. Okay.
Nomad. Have you met our teams? Come on. The only reason that Dodge would run away is if someone hit him and ran off and dragged his unconscious body away. You know it and I know it.
Guys, I need to drop it. My meds are starting to kick in, and I'm starting to feel very tired.
Okay,
yeah,
later.
I'll pop in a
You're gonna drop off, Sixer. Thank you for coming. I do appreciate it.
No worries. I'm sorry I couldn't stay long, but I've taken my meds, and earlier today, later today, and it's now starting to kick in.
Yeah. Oh, I know that feeling.
How much longer
you
do
get
you
your rest.
think you're gonna have to take everything?
I don't know until the swelling and pain's gone down. I mean, I'm going to be off for a fair few weeks.
Yeah.
So you still got a couple.
Some
It's still got
season.
another week or two, huh? On the meds. I'm sorry. I know what that's like.
Well, I say it's going to be. I probably won't be starting till the end of the month. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, because I did a real number on it. So I'll hold on. I'll show you the pictures. I'll turn my camera on in a minute. If you carry guys talking.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. The I want to. I would like to have seen they initially start off showing what do you call it, a throwback or a back, where someone's going back in time
Yeah.
sequence. They do a
Yeah.
back a back. What do you call that?
Yep. No. Just before you carry on, ow, dude, that looks painful as
That
all
was when I
hell.
first did it. That was afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a couple minutes after I did it. I was in the hospital, and there it was. It started really coming out.
No, duh. No offense, mate. Have you got something growing?
Yeah.
Is it pregnant?
And then
is the leg pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what mine looked like. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bruising starting to come out now.
Yeah.
That looks painful.
I took that yesterday. That was yesterday. That was.
Oh God. You have my sympathies, sir. You really do.
Yeah, and I'm now wearing one of these.
Ah. So what you're telling me is that you're working your way bit by bit towards Shirati with her implants. You just currently got the external. Now
Well,
we
if they
know.
I
have
mean,
to put
put
if they
the
have to
sock on.
put
You can
pins in
see the
your
difference.
leg, you're all right.
You can see the difference between the two now. It's not as swollen as before, but you can definitely see.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ouch, mate. Sod that.
But yeah, great big. It looked like somebody got hold of a cricket ball and implanted it under my skin.
Yeah. Like I said, it looked pregnant, dude. Okay, it really did. Oh, dude.
I was just stepping off the forklift, and of course, I placed my foot down. Of course, my ankle went left, and I went right.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to enjoy this next comment. I'm going to get a bad reaction from it. You know what that is, don't you? It's old age. That's what it is.
yeah, I'm not going to argue with that, mate. I mean, about when I was 18, funny enough, that's the same ankle I injured when I was 18.
That doesn't surprise me because
And it took me 2 weeks, and it was a twisted ankle, but I recovered in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is going to take me 4 weeks to recover.
It's not gonna happen
Jokes
anymore when you
You'll
get
be
a little older.
weakened.
Well, I twisted it, and then 2 weeks I was out there. I was skating again. 2 weeks after coming out the cast. Of course, I had to wear a cast back then. You didn't have those things. I had to wear a cast to hold it in place.
Yeah. All right.
But because I'm old,
Yeah.
it's taking longer. Anyway, guys, take care.
Yourself, dude. Speak to you later, mate. Bye
Do
bye.
that. Bye.
Later, man.
All right then.
Okay, so the back to the show. So what
Yeah.
other questions do you have?
Before you do, yes, I was going to say question time. Now, again, I'm basing this all on the trailer. I've seen a black dragon fly around spitting its acid and people just melting. Do you get to see that dragon often?
You don't get to see a close up of that. That's just
man.
a flashback sequence.
Oh, I quite like the black dragons actually. I'll be honest with you. Okay.
The like I said, there are things that they do reference and they bring up. And overall, I thought they did a good job from a D&D perspective. Like I said, one of when they introduced the displacer beasts,
yeah,
right, and they did an accurate job of it. I was like, yes,
cool.
okay.
Okay.
Once again, for those people who don't know, displacer beasts are, if they're played correctly, are terrifying.
You should let them know they are 6-legged panthers with what looks like tentacles growing out of their shoulders. Oh, and they're also about 4 foot away from where you can see them. That's why they're called displacer beasts.
Yeah.
Makes it real bugger to beat them.
Yeah, yep. If you generally, if you're going to be dealing with them, you better have a mage with an AOE. Right?
Yep. That's
Like,
very true. Funny enough, one thing I've learned as a good thing against them is actually smoke bombs, because you can't see them, it can't see you, and you're both in the same
you're making an
boat.
assumption that they can't smell you though.
True, but then it is what it is. But
I
you at least
agree
you get
with
a
you.
couple of turns of trying to swim for it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they're doing the swinging and missing too because they're making assumptions about where you're at.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, no, displacer beasts are devastating. Right.
Oh yes.
Once again, it's another creature. But see, they did it correctly. The gelatinous cube they did overall correctly. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen
Um,
the clip where that they dive into the cube.
well, they dive into it with the idea that somebody else is going to be on the other side to pull them out.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Which
can't.
that
I can't see how that could go badly.
well, it works, but it's
Yeah.
not something they're happy with. Let's put it that
No.
way. Right.
What's Hugh Grant like in it? The actor
Uh,
Hugh Grant.
okay. I thought Hugh Grant did a passable job. All right, for the kind of
Yeah.
character that they were portraying him to be. Okay.
Okay.
The problem that I have with Hugh Grant's character is for the most part, it's all dialogue.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Right. You don't see any real action from this character. This character. Right.
Okay.
And you needed to, or you should have, if you wanted to establish certain bona fides about the guy. Okay.
Okay.
But it has to do with how many storylines they were trying to intermingle all at once. Okay.
Yeah.
And to do that, to take the number of characters that they have, bring them all together, do all the backgrounds for all of them, and really do it justice, there's just too much to do in a single movie. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what they did do was good enough. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, their their characterizations and everything. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that they did was they kept the movie moving. It was a fun movie from that perspective. It's just that the
Yeah.
inner dialogue that they wrote at times was just. I'll be honest with you. It was just horrific because you're like, no, people don't talk that way, right?
Oh.
Um, it's not that
Okay.
they're trying to get across points and things, but the problem is it's not the way people would interact necessarily. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So from that perspective, it's kind of, but the plot behind it is solid. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's hard for people to understand that the plot behind it is solid. It's just that they did a poor job with the implementation of the dialogue, right?
Okay.
Um, the person they chose as a paladin, it worked.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I don't have a problem with the way they did the paladin overall. Okay, I would have done a paladin slightly different, but that's just
Yeah.
me. Okay,
Yeah.
the characterization that they came up with, the quick background that they created for him, I was
Mm-hmm.
willing to. It didn't suspend. It didn't break the suspension of belief. Does that make sense? Which is what you
Yep.
want in a movie like this. Want a fun little movie like this. Right now, the main male protagonist, to be honest,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is, how do I put this? It's not he's not my favorite character.
For clarification purposes, that's the bard, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure we're talking about the same person. That was all.
yeah, no, it is. All right,
Mhm.
the primary female protagonist, interesting
Ah.
character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't have a problem with her. Right, she's a barbarian.
Yep.
She's not my favorite character. Right, you
Let me
can't get
guess, you
over
like
the
the truth
druid
now.
with the owl bear.
Yep.
Awesome
Yep.
sequence.
Do it.
Right, and
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it's like I want the owlbear just to kick ass. I was like, no, this is just awesome. All right,
Come on,
It's,
be honest. You want it as a pet, don't you?
after seeing a sequence like that, if I could get one for a pet, I'd freaking it out there. That thing was awesome.
Fair.
They portrayed it. They portrayed it from the monster manuals. They portrayed the actions of an owl bear exactly how they should go. Right? You know as well as I do. One of the things that happens when you're playing D&D is, depending upon who the characters have, who the players have had as DMs before,
Yeah.
they get certain expectations of how a monster is going to be portrayed. Right? Owl bears in the original monster manual were flat out terrifying. Okay, they could rip a party apart. They were tough. They were fast. They were mean. And when you see that
Mhm.
portrayed in an action sequence with the CGI being that good, and it was, you're like, yes. But some people play them as, just
Big dumb chickens.
yes. Yeah. Big dumb chicken is the best way to describe it. They play him like a big dumb chicken, and that's not what
Yeah.
these things are supposed to be, right?
No.
You're supposed to be at least at levels in the multiple. Your levels have to have multiple digits, all right, in order to take on an owl bear. Okay,
Yeah.
that was portrayed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that was portrayed. I
Okay.
thought that part was very good. The way they did the mages. The thing about the mages, they mentioned cantrips, like I was telling you before. Some of the things that they kept within the D&D sequence. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
I like these aspects of this.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not as they they gave a feel of what a character, what a creatures, what these characters would be like in a real game, right? If you were playing the game, you can see these kind of actions. The actions that they take were actually very well done for the most part, right?
Cool.
Like I said, aside from the dialogue,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But overall, these were the actions that they were trying to take, and they did, like I said, they did a decent job with that. Certain things they kind of broke they broke a little bit.
Yeah.
As you
Pause
know,
one moment, sir.
you have multiple levels in mages,
Yeah.
right?
Pause one moment. TM would like to know what an owl bear is. Apparently, he does not know.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, actually, yes. Find a picture. That'd be probably the best way. Now, when I was playing the game more regularly back in today, well, at least to me today, we used to call them basically the big white chickens because, well, that's basically what they were, except they should have been a truly terrifying creature. It's literally take a bear and shove a owl's head on it and then have it charging towards you looking incredibly pissed off, and that's a pretty good description.
All right, let me see if I can get this up. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm. Owl bear, yes. That's it. And I completely agree. Never get a bud. Not after what they've done.
I'm trying to. Where is it?
I don't know. I assume you've got the picture ready to go.
Not
Okay.
yet. That's the problem. I'm trying to get to the picture.
It's probably hidden behind all that weird porn you've got, and you know it.
If I had porn on
And
this
in case
computer, my wife would have killed me a long time ago.
this is the first time, in case you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ronald Reagan porn. Just so you know.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Ooh. I have to say, cockatrice is also a really freaking scary creature.
Yes.
Just for that whole moment, I look in the room. Whoops. Just right there. Whoops. Yeah, made a mistake.
Well, first of all,
Mhm.
you got to roll to see whether or not you stopped because you were wiser. Number one. Number two is you got to roll to see whether or not the cockatrice is waiting for you.
True. We actually party I used to run around with were not very nice people. They would grab the halfling in the party, tie a rope to his leg, open a door, and throw him in the room, and then drag him back out and see if he was still alive. Yes.
I bet he really enjoyed that.
Oh, it was brilliant because me being a horrible person as the ref, they threw him down a corridor to set off the traps. None went off, and he rolled all the way down. So they've gone walking down, and the traps are all 4 foot high. Remember, halfling's 3 foot.
Yeah. Okay.
So they all died, and the halfling walked off
This
with a
is an
confused
owlbear.
look on his screen. There's nothing coming up, mate.
You'll see something in a minute.
Perfect.
Just a second, it'll show up. This
Yep.
this is an owlbear. All right. It has claws. It
Yeah.
has
Oh
a
yeah.
beak.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Oh,
Okay.
it's gorgeous.
Uh, um, um,
Mhm.
the thing is, I can't argue that point. Let's see if they have it as a GIF. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find the sequence here.
Yeah. I do like the owlbear. It's an awesome creature. But for all of those purists out there, druids can't turn into them. So the film actually makes a mistake.
Well, okay, I don't deny that, but all right.
We ignore little things like certain amounts of logic. I completely
Well,
understand.
because let's be frank. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The owl bears or the monsters turning into creatures. This would be something that druids would try to be a part of.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. This is the owl bear having a go.
Hmm.
All right, just slinging the guy. All right, that's what would happen. All right. Now the in this case it's a druid being an owl bear because the owl bear would have if it was the actual owl bear would have just ripped him apart right with those
Yep.
claws.
Yeet.
Right? Guy like
Yep.
would have stepped there, started eating on chewing on the leg and flinging the guy. But
Yeah.
in a party environment, it would just rampage.
Yeah. It's
and
awesome.
and this is what the the owl bears would do, right? So from if you could get a pup like this, you gonna tell me you wouldn't freaking try to nurture this thing?
I have
Right? This is better
actually
than a
had
meth
one.
squirrel. Are you kidding me?
Well, think about it. Okay, most birds of prey, and at the end of the day, the owlbear is a bird of prey. They imprint on the first thing they see when they come out of their egg. Well, that was me.
This is another, I think, a good. Let's see if we can get this picture of an owl bear. This is another good picture of an owl bear. You can see the claws.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He's cute and fluffy.
Right? This is, and to be honest, I think that there should be creatures like this, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is what a kiwi eventually will become. All right.
Oh, look how fluffy he is, though.
Right. I'm just
Oh,
pointing this out. Right. They did a good job with the CGI for the owlbear and so forth, and I thought that was well done. Like I
now
said,
imagine
with the
you're the
exception of
person
the
standing there.
you got another question?
So, no. Now imagine you're the person standing there facing that creature. That is most definitely a bum clenching experience right there. As that looks down at you and you
Especially
go,
if you do
oh
not
yeah,
have a vorpal sword, you are in the worst situation.
Do you
If you're like
think
a
you've pissed
mage with
off
a
the rest?
staff, you're a road petty.
Yeah. Let's be honest, mate. It don't overly matter what you are, unless you've got a full team and they are ready to rock and roll.
Yes, yes.
It's not going to go well for you.
No, no. You would need somebody in full plate armor to
Mm-hmm.
take the tank, to act as the tank role, because you are not getting away from this thing. All right.
No, no.
Now, the only good thing about owl bears, the way they were portrayed, was
Yep.
you encounter them singularly.
Yeah.
All right, they were not meant to be something a pack of owl bears. There was not supposed to be a pack of
Mm-hmm.
owl bears, and they're at least never in any games that I've ever seen did you end up with a pack. I've seen it where people encounter two, right,
Yeah.
but not more than two. All right, and the reason for it is that if this was a pack, how big a party do you have?
Yeah.
Let's say it's a pack of four, right? If you got a party of
Yeah.
six, okay, it's going to quickly become a party of one because the mage is like, see ya, and he's ghosted, and he's the only one that has a chance to get away.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right, it's just that easy.
Yeah. I agree. The first
They
one
have
that
a
dies is the warrior who steps forward, then the healer who went to help him. The rogue thought it'd be smart and cloak, and then realised it smelt him out, and he got nommed on. And the
well,
mage went fly spell, bye.
the rogue has a chance to survive for a while because he's climbing the tree. Okay,
Yeah. Then it cuts the tree down and cuts the rogue
then,
down.
then
So
they wait
yeah.
for him. You got to come down sooner or later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, the rogue got a good view of the surrounding countryside
all
before he
right,
got eaten.
right. It's just that simple. they
Hmm.
I look at owl bears as they're bears with an owl's head and the quickness of an owl, right?
Yeah.
The back and forth thing. Because if you take a look at those claws and everything, reminds me of a Far Side cartoon where one of the bears is remonstrating the other. What do you think these claws are for? Looking for picnic baskets,
Yes. Yes.
right?
It
Right.
does
So
open up a whole series, doesn't it?
yeah. So I don't
Oh,
I don't have a problem with that. Now, as far as a type of
mm,
shape shifting character goes, all right. Let's be
yeah.
perfectly frank. Druids would tend toward that, because they want to be part of nature. One other way of being part of nature than to sit there and be able to turn into the various creatures of nature.
The
You,
ultimate of part of nature. Yes, I agree.
yes. So that would be one aspect of it. So that's why when you said that, well, druids can't do that, I don't disagree with you, but it doesn't break it doesn't break the believability of the illusion of being there, you know.
I agree.
And
Now,
so
can I terrify the hell out of you with that? Imagine that owlbear as a monk.
uh,
Yes.
the
Yes.
problem that I have with monks is there's supposed to be a different
Hmm.
aesthetic to monks.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
and an owl bear would not fit within the monk's aesthetics.
No, that is very, very true.
The,
It'd still be
to be
terrifying,
honest,
though.
if the monks were going to go to some kind of aesthetic, it would be along the lines of a griffin,
Yeah,
right?
I could accept that.
Or possibly a type of golem of some sort, like a stone
Yep.
golem, right?
Yep.
That's in the way I portray D and D and how I look at the D&D world and how it would fit within a world that I'm trying to create or come up with,
Yeah.
right? So from that standpoint, all right, I think it worked really well. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's my review.
Mhm.
Do you have any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you suggest that I watch it? Do you
You
think
would
it's
enjoy it.
worth? You
You
think
definitely would.
I'd enjoy it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you would enjoy it. All right. Because you have an appreciation, like I said, of the D&D world. All right,
Yeah.
and they do a decent homage to the D&D game. All right,
Yeah.
people that have played D&D in the past, right? before it became this nonsense. I'm not a fan, for example, of the fifth edition rules. Right?
Yes.
I'm not even a real fan of the second edition rules.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
I can accept them to a point, but to be honest, I think that there's some good parts about them, but there's aspects about them that I dislike. Okay.
You're a purist. Your first edition, you'd be happy, right?
I tend to default to the first edition. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Only you have to, no matter what D&D version you want to play. Okay. You have to modify because there's not a perfect system out there.
Oh
Okay.
no.
So if you're going to be a game master or a dungeon master, a DM, okay, you
Mm.
have to sit up there and explain to the players, especially if they're coming for the first time, what
Yeah.
your sequence is of rules, so that they play within the rule set that you give them. And no matter what you choose, no matter how you create this world, right? Players are going to be players. They're going to play it
Yeah.
the way they expect the things to play, right? And
Yeah.
within the rule set that you've given them. And as long as they stay within those rules, it can go and you can have a very good time. Okay. For example, one of the problems that I've always had is there's no such thing as a good magic system. Okay.
No.
And there's no such thing as a good hit point system or a perfect
Oh
hit
God,
point
no.
system. Right? Especially as you go up in levels and your hit points become higher and higher and higher, things that would kill you at a low level no longer aren't even worthy of a scratch. Does that make sense?
That's right.
Right. So you look at that and you go, okay, but that doesn't, it breaks the believability wall, right? It breaks
Agree.
the immersion, right, to some degree, right? For example, I've told people this that have played in my games before. If you are being attacked by a horde of any semi or intelligent creatures, okay, you'd better be part of a army or some other thing better be going on. Because if you come against 100 orcs,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I don't care if you're a 25th level paladin, okay? If it's only you,
Mm-hmm.
the thief, the magic user, and let's say a druid or a cleric
Mm-hmm.
against 100 orcs, you're getting pulled down.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just getting overwhelmed. Okay, because that's how reality would be. Okay,
Yes.
so I never set up a scenario for that players would encounter that, right? Unless they were absolutely stupid. Which, when they're absolutely stupid, you have a TPK, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
what it is, right?
Problem
But
I've had with it, okay, because I play monk by preference. Now, unfortunately, I'm a thinker, and that's the problem I've found with D&D. See, I will set up a situation where my character would sit in ambush, then basically run out, kick the back of the knee, and go for breaking their knee. Well, it's almost impossible once you get a few levels on you, because it's almost impossible to go for a kick like that, because all it's going to do is like, okay, he takes D8 damage. Now what?
yes,
That's the
and that
problem. I like
yeah that
systems where locations matter.
yeah, and so you end up in these situations. Okay, how successful were you pulling this off against their own defenses, right?
Yep.
You have to be willing to work within that kind of structure. Like I said, there's no good way to create hit points or anything like that. There's no good way in the D&D games that you can can carry treasure.
Yeah.
Okay, unless somebody's running around with a bag of holding. And bag of holdings they should be rare. Okay, not everybody should be
Yeah.
running around with a spatial magic bag.
About
Okay,
that, in the fifth edition, you can now go into shops and buy those. They're a common item.
yeah, no. Okay,
I know. I know.
But by the same token, if you're going to play that, what you have to do
Mm-hmm.
then is you've got to nerf money. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
A copper coin has to mean something.
Yeah.
Okay? A
Yeah.
copper coin in my games can buy you a meal. Why? Because they have to. I actually have different versions of copper coins. You have large copper
Mm-hmm.
coins, small, medium copper coins, and small ones, right?
Yeah.
But they are used for everyday types of things, right? Gold is very very precious. If you find 100 gold, okay, you're buying mansions with this,
Yeah.
okay. Most peasants never see a gold piece ever,
That's right.
okay,
That's right.
and they've never even sniffed. They probably never even heard of a platinum piece or
Yeah.
an, what do you call it,
Electrum.
the electrum piece.
Mm-hmm.
They probably haven't even heard of those.
Nope.
Oh, you two ghosts.
Hello. We are streaming. We're just about to finish. Unfortunately, we've been talking about D&D Honor Amongst Thieves, the film.
Ah, I haven't
And we're,
seen it.
yeah, we're currently just chatting D&D. Nomad, have you ever heard of the creature called a Tarask?
A
I have.
Tarask.
Tarask. It's basically Godzilla. It's literally a one-man world-ending creature.
And there's only ever supposed to be. There's supposed to in all of D&D. There's only supposed to be one.
Yes.
Actually,
It
now that you
is.
mention that, yes, I have.
And it's only
Okay.
called the Tarask, not
Yes.
a Tarask.
No.
Right.
And
That's
I know
correct.
how to kill it at second level.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Wouldn't. Yeah, if I was running the game, it wouldn't work.
That's the thing. It actually takes the ref doing a Deus Ex Machina
Yeah.
because that's the only way. The trick is, okay, you get 2 bags of holding. Now, remember, I made it clear this is something you can literally go and buy in the shops. It's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 Find Familiar
maybe in your
spells.
world.
No, I'm talking in base D&D ruling. You get 2 Find Familiar spells, easy to do because you can actually get them inscribed on you as a spell. And it's both of them summon a hawk. You give them both the bag each, one of them with the bag open, one of them with the bag closed. They fly up to the Tarask from behind so it don't see it because the party's got its attention. And one of them flies into the other bag of holding with the bag. Now, if a bag of holding goes into a bag of holding, it rips a hole in the universe and drags the creature and about 500 yards around it into an alternate plane. And there is nothing that can be done about it.
That doesn't destroy it; just gets rid of it for a bit.
Yeah, it makes it someone else's problem.
For a
But
bit.
that's the point.
The other thing is about the Tarask. I remember reading it can track anybody anywhere and
Yes.
get to them. So you've pissed it off, right? Which is because you're fighting. You do that trick. It ends up in another universe.
Yes.
It will find you even from there.
Oh, I agree. I've got no
It
problem
depends
with
on how
that.
you're
But the
playing
point
with the
is,
Tarask.
if
It
a
depends.
ref has actually dropped a Tarask on you at second level, going, haha, here's a TPK coming, and if you don't do that trick to, well, fuck you, ref, now give me those XPs.
Well, the only way I'd drop a Tarask on you at second level is illusion.
I would agree. That would be fine.
It would have to be something like that. For one thing,
Yeah.
something along those lines. There's very few creatures, right, that are on those kinds of levels, right? And a
Yep.
Tarask to me is the way I would have introduced it. I never had it in any of my games, but the way I would have had it in my games if I had played that, because I think a Tarask came about what three version 3.
So what was that?
When did
Yes.
when
Yes.
I'm trying to remember when the Tarask became a part of the monster manual. I think it was version 3. But
Yeah, or 3.5 to be
I
accurate, I
I
believe.
did have a couple of lizardmen attack the party. 2 lizardmen attacking the party. Pantomime Pascal.
well, the problem that I have with the thing is what the reason they came about with that was they they were not keeping the players at high levels under control.
That's right.
All right, and this is what I was talking about with the orcs. Right, if you have 100 orcs, all right, hit a party of 4, the orcs are going to win. I don't care how high level you are. Okay, it's not going to
But
matter. They're going to take you
hold on,
down.
hold on. I've got my staff of heavy machine gun.
That would work. No,
And
you've got to
No.
admit that would work.
hold on.
Okay.
It's also got an ammo box of holding.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk. That's an interesting question. Okay. Let's talk about
Hmm.
machine guns for a moment.
Yeah.
You were in the army, Jensen. Machine guns are
Hmm.
great and can go through people and kill the person next to them, Susie Q behind him, and Fred behind
Yeah.
that guy. Right. Behind
Yeah.
Susie. The thing is they're only pointing in one direction simultaneously.
Yep.
Okay. If you have
You
100
can.
orcs bearing down on you, you can mow down a lot.
Yep.
Okay, you're not getting them
I.
all because they're not going to be
I.
coming at you in a field where you've got 300 yards between you and them.
That's my point. It all depends on the distance
I-
between them and us.
And
If,
that's
if
right.
they've got range, they're
Yep.
screwed.
I had a player who is to get guns in my game,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
It was actually a serious team. So I DM's country.
Hmm.
One, I allow I had an adventure that took the players to this earth, right?
Yep.
The character player involved got his guns, right?
Hmm.
Brilliant. Then I went back to the game world. Where I discovered there was a slight difference in the laws of physics.
Ah.
Gunpowder, in my world, is inert.
Oh dear.
So is cordite and other stuff that you use in this
Yep.
world to power firearms.
Yep.
um, trying to mix science and magic is always a dicey thing. Okay,
If you
how
do
you're
it,
trying to create these things.
you've got to do it one of two ways. You either have a world where magic is king and science is a fringe thing,
Hmm.
or science is king and magic's on its way out.
It's true.
Yes, I
Now,
would agree with that.
before you carry on, gentlemen, I'm going to have to bug. You guys enjoy your chat, and I'll speak to you both later.
I
Before
just
you
want
go,
to do a quick
Jensen,
stream here, so I'm going to go ahead
All
and
right.
end the stream.
Yep. Okay.
So I
before you
appreciate
go,
everybody
Jensen,
coming out, and thank you,
I don't.
Batman. Thank you, Jensen. Also, thank you, Sixer, once again for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed this, and hope you all have a good day.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Do you got a yes?